Greetings, beautiful Friday greetings. Going live, glad to know I'm live, embracing all this beautiful gold energy. So, welcome to healing and clearing and activating the temples, our own sacred temple, and the temples all around the world that are waking. As I've said, if you're living in America, you're most probably living on a sacred site, or very near to one, because there were so many. So tune into the nearest available space around you. But let us this is called the golden issue. And after an incredibly powerful introduction into May yesterday, hello Victor, how you doing? Was a really powerful introduction into May yesterday, and we're all just bouncing around on beautiful golden clouds. I would say want to call this the gold issue, because I'm definitely going to be working hugely with clearing and keeping that gold energy going up and down, because we've definitely moved into a whole new energy, a whole new era, and there are just some things. Josh, hello, nice to have you here. Yeah, interesting. Nice that you also picked up on the goddesses, the Lakshmi and Ganesha, but Lakshmi, I really tuned into her hugely yesterday, as well as many of the other goddesses with the May Queen. Yeah, so it's definitely acknowledge the goddesses this month. And it's also hugely to acknowledge Saint Germain this month. He's really promised to be here, very loud. So, especially for America, where he kind of made his new abode, he's really working hugely with America. It's very interesting. My mother had a lot of books by the ancient old masters, and they all say, and these were like books written from the 1800s through to the 1960s. And they're all saying, and like especially the 1920s, when that were the big masters, they all say to pray for America, for many reasons. Yeah, it's just that you really do have this kind of freedom of speech, and anything can go there, not like other countries. So we need that strong energy, but along with it goes a whole lot of other stuff. So, so Saint Germain has really stationed. He used to be in Tibet for many years, and then he moved on over to Manchester, and he has his residence there. So, tune into his energy there. As I said, I don't really, I do him a little bit in Tibet, but I've worked with the Violet Flame on different levels. I'm more interested in working with the goddess, which I will be doing, God willing. Things are going so fast. I'm working on a lot of things at the moment. All gold. I will be exploring some of the aspects of Durga on from Monday, just some of the aspects of the goddess. That's just one of the beautiful things that I really love about the Hindu, is that each god or goddess has so many different aspects. Like Ganesha has 32. So far we know of 32 personality aspects of Ganesha. My Lakshmi has 12. So Kali has 10, Durga has 9. So, and each one of those have another aspect, and they all mean something, and they all have their specific weapons. So there's no thing of making anything up about them. Whatever we need is there. And it just keeps coming up all over when you need to meditate with a god or a goddess or Lakshmi or Ganesha. Is if you have his statue or just a picture, you can get a picture from the internet, and to just, that's where it comes from, dwell, meditate on that picture, because it has all the power in it that you need. And look at what's going on in those pictures. Yeah. because they are all so holy. Everything's holy in India. They don't need anything extra. Yeah, it's the same. That's why I love the goddesses from India, because they have so many beautiful. I mean, just Lakshmi, which I've been dealing with for quite a while, but it's like it's very big. Yeah. And I mean, remember, she was created amidst a fight with demons. Yeah, so that was very interesting. That's and she came out of that churning of the milky waters. Yeah. Hello, beautiful PG. How are we doing? I'm in a very still point right now. I'm very black and white, playing in Tibet. Oh, the OGs are here. Yep. Yep. Oh, huge energies out there, guys. So, some really big stuff. So, where are we going right now today? This is my Ganesha protector. Yeah, I love it. You know, he's got the swastika on his hand. Most of them these days you'll see, but if it's from India, he has the swastika on his hand. Um, yeah, he's very, very, very old. And he does contain absolutely everything. And I do have a very solemn vow to protect the temples and the knowledge. So we're playing nicely with Ganesha and the goddesses. Yeah, they can be rough. They can be rough. I think if you're working with the Egyptian stuff, then that's also all one aspect, all so many different aspects of one goddess. But they've really split them, whereas the Hindus are very clear that they split, but they're all together. So it's not a problem. At the end of the day, they only believe in one thing anyway, which is the source. But along the way, these are these incredible goddesses. That's why it's such a living religion. Yeah, it's not a religion; it's such a living faith. And if you speak to any Indians that say in South Africa, we have a huge community of Indian people, and everybody dreams. Everybody dreams about their god or goddess. You know, they don't need to go to a psychic to have a message from Ganesha, or from Lakshmi or from Durga, because they will appear, or from Vishnu, or from they just come in their dreams and they appear, and then they do all these incredible festivals, which is like, over the year where they burn and the fire means something, and you'll overhear these kids say, "Oh, do you know what happened? I promise this happened in my granny's house." And it's just so much mysticism, which is just so natural, and all the time, you know, around them all the time. So the goddesses and the gods they really do serve a living God. Yeah. It's not like we kind of have this one God and we don't know his many different personalities. So we can be hoodwinked all over the place. So anyway, my 2 pennies worth. But let's just get into this beautiful meditation, which I think is really, and just to remind us, that's what I wanted to say, I'm a little all over the place still. I shall focus. But it's just that there's so much coming through at the moment. So we've hit again yet another huge big space, a huge transformation. And I think we're working in a big 2-year, obviously for today, but we need to work steadily at this, where we are moving from shifting from the fear center in our brain into the heart-brain synchronization. If you remember, and I need to just remind you that I was walking around with this my disposal unit in front of my heart, which is also my Merkaba. So highly recommended, guys. Any of those quick, just chuck your negative thoughts and emotions, and they come up for everybody. Yeah, for everybody. That we're just working then hugely into these next 2 years. So start pacing yourself now to maintain the heart-brain coherence. daily to do some kind of prayer, to do some kind of cleansing, some meditation. So nice that most people are meditating now, to clear those locks, which I talk about, the heart lock, to get into the still point, to achieve your sovereignty of your choice, to know which kind of choices you're making, to know that everything is a choice. Everything you do is a choice, every second of your life, and the ability to consciously choose between whichever reality you're wanting. Yeah? To maintain your positive vibration, and to actually be looking that we will be maintaining it 70% of the time. So it's just something to work to, across all our bodies, our mental bodies, our emotional body, our physical states, our subconscious patterns, and all that other multidimensional awareness that we're aware of at the moment, to get rid of any, just to know that we are in the light so much so the darkness cannot affect us, and to dispel interference and external influence via the heart center, because it's all love and it's all unconditional love. So if you're having a problem with somebody, just love, guys. Just give them love. It'll dispel. It doesn't happen right away, but you will get the blessings sooner or later. To prioritize unity and the ascension path line, especially during any of these crazy sunspots and cosmic interruptions or earthquake interruptions or any fluctuations that we have in our geography. Yeah. To work hugely with our Christ Heart Center to empower that golden light within us, to keep coming back into the 0 point, which is working with that beautiful. I can't say it because we need another word. It's just that Christ Center feels so much better than it's infinity, but I've been saying that for a while. Infinity is changing. It's another word that we're working with. And that way, it's like a beautiful shamrock, the balance of our male and female, and the unity of oneness, of nothingness. It's not oneness, it's nothingness. And to be unconditional, well, it's all unconditional love, and to work with our heart as this incredible stargate that we work with, just empowering and showering out love. Remember that we have this beautiful pearl within our heart, and within that pearl is a beautiful diamond crystal, and within that is all the cosmos swirling, every single thing you ever want. And within that, or who holds that, is actually Lakshmi. So, she's to be really all 12 little aspects of her. And just to expand the heart's magnetic field, to expand your own magnetic field. I might put this down in things that this is what I'm going to be working with and pushing us all to work with. And obviously the love light and heart coherence. That's enough of that for now. Just to be more aware of this, and to adopt hugely the golden light body and work with. We have this time right now. We will have it after this full moon, but this is the peak, and it goes all the way around and comes back again at the end of this next year. So if you can really just, I won't say put aside everything, but do put some extra time into working with that rainbow body. And if you don't know what it looks like, and that's what I've said, there's that's how they get the rainbow body, the Tibetans. They go into caves, just like I was saying, with you want to tune into whichever god or Indian god or goddess that you're working with, Hanuman, read up about them and sit and meditate on the pictures. They'll tell you everything. So the rainbow body is, they go into caves where they've painted the rainbow body on the caves, and they just sit and they meditate looking at the pictures. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's up to everybody to find it the way they find it for themselves. It's really very, very, very beautiful. Okay, so let us work hugely a little more in detail. I keep reminding us to just keep breathing up this hollow tube, up and down our back, from the base chakra all the way up to the mouth of God, which is at the back, the medulla oblongata. And try to do it when you're washing the dishes, when you're riding your horse, when you're sitting in the car, or whichever given moment you can, a couple of seconds of it. But try to do it in depth meditation, which should take you about five minutes, okay, if that. So, so first we can just begin. Let's actually light some beautiful incense. As I said, I use Spiritual Guide. I've used it for many years. I like what it says. It comes from a good company in India. It's not expensive. It's been around for almost as long as I can remember, and it just smells absolutely beautiful. So let's just light this holy fire. God likes incense. Every religion has incense. Mm-hmm. And just bringing it into the still point, putting it around your body, and clearing the energies at the top, clearing the energies at the bottom, bringing us into one whole cohesion of a beautiful sacred egg, and all the way around into our environment and into the sacred sites which are waking up so rapidly. And I'm very pleased that my prayers did get answered, or my work. I don't know if I pray, but I work at it. I suppose that is prayer. That they are being prayed. But I do have help from above, especially with that. Yeah, because they know that I don't work with the Egyptian stuff, because I did as a child, and I just had two as a small child, as a very small child. And as a teenager, there were just too many weird and wonderful manifestations, light bulbs exploding and really things popping around the house. I didn't get frightened about it. I just put the books down and didn't move into that anymore. And then when I got older, it wasn't something that I wanted to. I mean, I wanted to go to Egypt and all of that, and it was interesting because I just kind of knew this stuff. But I think I've got a lot of deepest respect because there was just so much abuse there. And then I went down into because I knew I could, because we had a whole lot of big drama going on in South Africa, and I just said, I'm going down. So I went down, and it was so tacky because, well, we know everybody, so many people, not everybody, have used and abused and taken bits and pieces of the artifacts and of the religion and of their magic and of their power and their incantations and their words. Yeah, and really messed it up quite a lot. So anyway, let's just work on our spine gold. So where was I going? And the gold. Lots of gold. Yeah, lots and lots of gold. Yeah. So let's just get nice and quiet and safe and close our eyes. And breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale through the mouth. Just completely relax. Imagine your body just gently relaxing like water. Inhale light and let it go. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine, the root, and imagine a golden sphere of light resting there, warm and alive, vibrating. With each breath, feel the golden light begin to gently glow brighter. Now, on the inhale, imagine golden light rising slowly up the spine, like liquid sunlight flowing through each energy center, your root, your sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and hold it for a moment at the top. You can actually visualize a little golden ball above your head, and as you exhale, feel the golden light cascade gently back down the spine, washing, clearing, purifying each space. Let the breath be slow and rhythmic, like a golden tide. Inhale up, hold, and exhale down. You can repeat that for 5 to 7 times, or as many times as you like. With each breath, feel the golden light getting clearer and brighter, more intelligent. Remember, this light knows exactly where to go. We are not waking up, we're just remembering. So our DNA is there, it's just remembering and activating. Let it clear any heaviness, old pain, forgotten tensions, just like a big golden flush. Allow it to restore your purity, your grace, and a remembering of who you truly are. A crowned being of light. Rest your awareness now at the center of the heart, your still point, and let the golden light gather here. You can just hold your hand on your heart and feel the beating of your heart. Feel the golden pulsating into your hands. Become a radiant sun within, or you can visualize the beautiful lotus with the divine pearl in the center, just vibrating. Anchor the breath, the soul, the truth, and feel yourself whole. Feel yourself home. Feel yourself surrounded by immense, beautiful love. And when you're ready, bring the breath back to a natural rhythm. Surround yourself in a beautiful sphere of golden light. And gently move your fingers and your toes. Turn your neck around. Visualize your third eye. You're allowed to keep it awake. And let the light continue to flow, subtle and wise, throughout your body the whole day. And try to do that as much as you can. Bon appetit, everybody. Hey, Suzette, welcome. So glad to see you, love. So, we want to make a popcorn session. How about we make another Zoom call like we did with Josh? With Josh. Well, we can. I can't do Zoom. I can't do Zoom because I only get 40 minutes on Zoom. But if people want to, I can have 6 people. I can have 6 people on my on the StreamYard. So if you want me to send you, I can send you an email with the link to it. Awesome, I love that. Yeah, balance, guys. Just this balance and just so much gold. That's all we just really just, the trauma's over. We really don't need to get stuck in it anymore. I'm just doing the gold, and try. It's really important to do it as often as you can, because if you miss a day, you really notice. So you need to just really push yourselves to be dedicated to doing this a little bit. Hello, Dale. Sorry, I haven't seen anybody here. It was so awesome. Absolutely radiant light. Aw. We all are. We're just radiating, and it's just radiate. So I don't know. We want to do a long session with PG. We've got so much work, and we were just looking at the work that we've done over the last few months, which is just quite a long story. But we usually go live tomorrow. Well, you know what? I will do it, and if you want to, you can send me your email in the. I will put it on Discord. So if you're on Discord, I will put the link. I don't know if it works for so many people, or if it just works for one person. Anybody know? I'm a little confused with the technicalities. No, I can do a session. Not at the moment, yeah, but we were thinking now. Thanks, Josh. We appreciate it very much. Yeah, I love that, KB. And let's actually do it like brushing your teeth or washing. And you can do it actually exactly when you're brushing your teeth, along with telling yourself how much you love yourself in the mirror. Take I did that a while ago, which was actually just saying hello to yourself in the mirror, looking at yourself in your eyes. Because we do this stuff in front of the mirror and we don't know who's doing it. When last did you look at yourself? So we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we put on our lipstick. We don't look at ourselves. So stop and have a look at yourself for just that split second and look into your eyes and see how beautiful you are. And just see yourself emanating all this beautiful gold dust. Mm-hmm. Is it for everyone? So that if I put a link, thanks, Josh. So if I put a link on Discord in the community thing, that will be great. KB, Karen, are you in Discord? Or I can send you a link if you want to. I can send it to you. I've got your email. Okay, we'll just do a normal live tomorrow. And then we'll see because I did do it before and people don't really tune in. No, love you too. So let's just see. I'm just working with gold and protecting the temples right now. Not too much protecting because I know that they have been protected. But these are Ganesha protections. India, they need quite a bit of protection. They actually had a terror, not nice. They don't do that. They really smile through everything. The police had to actually go on training to be a little more aggressive, especially at the airport. Welcome, everybody. I am doing a lot of meditating and figuring out where Ganesh came from, and he comes from, so far, from another place, way out of this galaxy, which is what I've been doing. He likes to eat. He's just so wonderful, and he's got so many aspects of him, and there's so many wonderful stories about him. So they all just like little bits and pieces about his personality. She came up yesterday and so did she, for the goddess, the May Queen. These are interesting. I must actually discuss this with PG tomorrow. I can see some of these ancient sites where they are, what they're reflecting, the forest areas, the temples of our heart, the old Rosicrucian ways, the old Celtic ways, the church ways. And keep gridding, just tuning into that gold grid and all the way down to the golden Mother Gaia. And this is what my body does. This is, I'm kind of enjoying. I have these pyramids in my hands and various other parts of my body which were given to me by meditation long ago with the Syrians. The Syrians are very much here. The Syrians are working with the huge awakening of the ancient waters. Some are here, they haven't left. They've been here for many eons. But they are just seeing if they can trust people, because we're not very trustworthy. And this is working with the rainbow body. But I think please try and be here. We've got some awesome technology that will definitely be amplifying the rainbow body for those that want to work with it. It's the Christ consciousness, and it's the Buddha mind, the purity of the Buddha, and very much the Christ consciousness. It's like my buddies hang out there in Tibet. Oh, that we're not going there today. These are interesting, what I was given here. To protect the sites. She's definitely from Syria. From Syria, I'm sure. But very much with she's from Tibet for sure. She's like somebody I see quite often there. I don't know who he is, but he arrived to tell me that everything. It was like, what? It's like not what I usually work with. I don't do these angel people with wing. Oh, but he's so powerful and so beautiful. But he's got so many aspects of Tibet around him, the things that they know that I need to know. And they have got a lot of the ancient sacred sites which the tourists are getting hold of right now, and the West. Yeah. And this symbol has just come up as a very protective symbol. As I said, I don't do it. My father had a terrible accident. He had a machine fall on his head. And when they were wheeling him through, he was quite old, but he managed to come through. It looked just like this eye, but it had blood, like tears running down. I was like, and he was still telling me his whole head is shattered. He said it's going to be okay. So, yeah. So, but that is our pineal gland as well. So those things are being protected, and just do, as I've said 1,000 times before, do the things that you know that will work with it. I like the vibration. Have we done vibrations? We haven't done vibrations. We've only done have we done vibrations? I can't remember. We can have another one. I have big loopholes in my brain at the moment, and that's okay. So yeah. What do you need to write down? So much. I just, yeah. Maybe while brushing your teeth. Yeah, that's where we were. The link. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's very simple. Karen, it's a very simple meditation. You know that but you can just breathe light up and down. I will actually do that I will put it, and I will try to do it a few more times on this live stream, just to get the gold going, because it's really so important. Yeah, and golden fire. Yeah, there's so much out, and we really need to just keep going. I love your meditation. Your overstimulated mode. Yet drooling, was brain no work here. I'm going to work with you later tonight, PG. I'm not quite sure where I'm drilling from, but I'm not like I've got work to do. It's just like pouring out, and I'm just like I'm really like between heavenly, the deepest, and it's not dark. I'm talking about the ancient, and I touched on it a little while ago when I was working first with the ancient forest sites, but with the moss, which was very new for me, and how old moss is. Moss is like the, so these are the ancient earth codes, the ancient codes of Eden coming in, and then dipped into the Syrians, the blue beings and the gold beings that live in the ancient waters. And I see some people are now doing it as well. So yeah. Yeah. I mean yeah. But so yeah, don't, so I hope you enjoyed my angel. They're very beautiful angels. I mean, I always used to protect the angels. I always used to, I used to have this very simple prayer that I was told as a child. And I never really, I mean, I understood it, but I didn't. And when I was older, that makes me think that I'm Jewish. My father was Jewish because the prayer is in German. You can understand it. In das Namen, because we're Catholic, but we never went to church. In das Namen ist das Vater und das Sohn und das Heiligen Geist. Amen. And then it is such a perfect prayer. Lieber Gott, mach mich fromm, dass ich in den Himmel komme. Amen. In das Namen des Vaters, des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen. Now, if anybody's Jewish, do you know what from? It took me, it only like struck me a couple of years ago. Do you know what from is? It's that you're holy and you're good and you say all your prayers and you eat a kosher table and you follow all the laws in the Bible. But yet my father had never read the Bible. They don't know, because when he did read it, he came and he liked something evil. He's never read anything so terrible in his life, such an unkind and wicked person. Yeah. So yeah, so it's very simple. It's lieber Gott, make me pure and holy that I go to heaven. It's very simple. But I would always say with my kids, I would do Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But they're not angels, eh? We would talk about the angels to protect us when we were driving and surround a car with angels. I think when I worked more with energy, that was different then. But I think I always did work with angels. I just don't like what people have done to angels, yeah. And I really, like, I get, oops. Can I phone you back just now? Thanks. Yeah, there's just so much manipulation from people, you know, like, oh, I had a dream about this. And oh, God, you're supposed to, yeah. No, give me people that are doing this on a full-time basis. But we had Duncan, your baptismal tanks. Oh, you must, yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, no, I did, did I ever even get baptized? I did my crazy happy clappy thing, which was very interesting, like a long story, but a short story. And then I had never met such terrible people. For the first one, but I was far away from the church. I was on holiday. And then I was on a train with somebody that was like very Baptist. And then my husband really abused the thing that I had become. And I didn't have a church to go to, so that was really wonderful. They were kind of the best days. I would just wake up every morning at 5 o'clock, and I had my chair and a Bible, and I would go kneel and I would pray and talk to this God, and I had such wonderful things, and my life was totally miraculous until I started getting into a church. Yeah. And then I met a lot of very, very unpleasant people. So, but it's a strange thing, that church thing, but we don't want to go there right now. We right over, well, Maybe one day we'll have to, because it really does it does attach itself. And why? Because it's believed by so many people, because it's become a living God. But we do, the kind of God that we believe in, yeah, and he's really not a very nice God. He's a God of like retribution and anger and horrible places you'll go to. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember if I was I don't think I was officially baptized by the church. I mean, I was as a child. I mean, I had the Catholic thing, and I did it for my children because you just do it, yeah. Anyway, so my beautiful people, just breathing, 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 walking around in the gold. The gold is just pouring. Go and stand under a tree and let the gold just pour on you, or let the energy of the tree just pour on you. There's just so much goddess energy out there. Just embrace it and drink it in deeply into your being, and just fill your heart up, touch your heart a lot, and emanate this beautiful. And as I said, nobody's got the real answer, and you can't pay anybody for it. This is up to you. You have to create this for yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I think some of those things can be really, really terrifying. It's so weird. Like I had some, and they weren't, but they were like little disconcerting experiences. My mother, we would go to the spiritualist church, and that kind of puts me off a lot of what happens, is because most of the people that would go to the church were just going to observe the best psychic and not for the beautiful energy that was there. And you could see it. You could see that Shekinah glory of God, this beautiful white cloud. It was so beautiful. Until one day, and he was actually now, I mean, it would have been amazing. He was doing the DK stuff, which was a Tibetan master, and he was on the stage, and he literally changed in front of my eyes. Well, in front of everybody's eyes. The hall was full that day. He was apparently a very good medium. But yeah, he was, and he changed. He changed completely. He didn't look like himself anymore at all. He turned into a China person. Yeah? And that was like a little bit freaky for me. Yeah. But it's everywhere, yeah. It's why it's all of them, whether it's, I mean, I think that the whole ascended masters have been so trashed in the last like couple of years. It's not funny anymore. But hey, there's still that beauty, and there's still some people holding the light hugely. And those that do have also got their little arrogance, which I understand, but it's like, but yeah, as I said, if you haven't, yeah, and a lot of those really beautiful, lots of good, humble people, but not all, yeah, but very conservative. Yeah, I went to like, I know some of those places are really awesome, but then there's always some kind of idiots. Like, and then I got my mother, and I felt really bad afterwards that I made my mother become a Christian, big clappy. And there were people that we hardly knew. They were really just like mean, nasty. They were just, and they said, because my mother had a bit of money, and they told her that it was her duty as a Christian to like lend them money so that they could buy machinery to start their business. And I said, what bullshit. No, but it's her duty as a Christian, so they make you feel guilty. I said, no, that's bullshit. So then we're not good Christians, so when we ostracized from the church because we won't randomly lend you money, which we most probably would never have got back. And yeah, my husband at the time really he manipulated and abused that power a lot. Yeah, they wield it anyway. But that's But I still, We had some black churches which were really great, but then white people don't go to them. They're usually in the mountains or under a tree, in a parking lot under a tree. They're very beautiful. We have some very interesting tribal groups. Well, they do their Christian stuff. We have the ZCC, which are actually Jewish, black Jewish people. They're not Rastafarian. Oh, your tithe. But it's very, you need to tithe 10%. And that was also they make you that you're supposed to. When I was so lucky to be taught by the Asian Institute of the American Institute of Asian Studies. Oh, I was so blessed. That your tithing must go to where you get your most knowledge, and it can change from month to month. And it doesn't all have to. If it's going to your church, well, then give them your 10%. I had a client which did such wonderful things. She liked the Louise Hay books. They had been really transformative in her life. So she would buy boxes every month of these books and just give them out to her clients. She said that's her way to clients and strangers and friends. And she said that's her way of tithing because that's where she got her biggest knowledge. So maybe it's from the worldwide, the health, the wildlife. Maybe it's from an orphanage. So all of these things can add, and it doesn't have to all be going to one place. You can spread it out. Yeah. It just makes a lot of sense to me. So yeah, they use the truth, and they anyway. But let's not go there. That's not what we're just worrying about. Our golden body and our beautiful rainbow body, which it's all there in the Bible. And there are some really good people that are discussing it from a very Christian perspective. Hello, the more intuitive me. I forgot your name. Was it Catherine? No. Absolutely. And it's your time as well. And then you can build up good karma. So you can tithe extra or do extra service. And that's into the karmic bank, which is also very nice to know. So when you're feeling a little down and out, you can use that good karma. Elizabeth, thank you. I'll try. I've got like, I don't know what I've got some of those like colorful cornflakes. That PG draws so well, those colorful portals in multicolors like flashing through my brain. Yeah. Happy Friday, yay! You see, and she's just one aspect of the goddess. So we get so confused that we're worshipping so many different. No? Princess Kate. Yeah. So and yeah, if you do feel so called to work with Saint Germain, I'm not sure if Joshua's got on. I think that's the original one that was out there, or just listen to the I Am discourses, because that's where it really comes from, was the channeling of the Saint Germain. I think it was at the end of the last century or the beginning of the end of the 1800s or the beginning of the century, the last century. The 20s, he was a miner and he channeled, him and his wife. They channeled. But you can just Google or just go onto YouTube and the I Am. If you type in I Am, it'll come up. I Am audiobook. He did a few books which were really very beautiful. But they were all in Manchester. And that was the big awakening, the beginning of the big awakening. Yeah. So yeah, just breathing in lots of light. It was just something interesting. I haven't but I mean I kind of know it, but Kriya Yoga, which is like the Yogananda stuff. And I often think it's like so interesting that Yogananda, he didn't go into the chakras. He just went into the meditation, into Kriya Yoga, really basic, very yoga. And there's no visualization in Kriya Yoga. And yoga is actually not the poses. That's only like a small part of it. You know, the West has really like messed things up a little bit. Yoga is actually the whole teaching. You can have the yoga experience without doing any of the exercises. Yeah. Have you've got a, yeah, good. Have you got a nice Saint Germain one? No, I put the bronze. I know there's another one on there. That's the kind of the original one that was channeled, that was given. It's a little, and then there's, you can, if you want any of the ascended masters, I think it's the Summit Lighthouse. Claire, what was her name? Claire and somebody Prophet. I know my mother was into all of those things, so I just kind of have this photographic memory that I remember stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can use any beach, you know, that's, you can use, and you need to do it, Josh. The more you do it, it'll be really good. The breath work is, yeah, the breath work is really important. And it is because it's focuses and it's the breathing and it's like clearing those channels. Okay, so it is, it's very nice. If you talk, okay, you can just do like 11 ohms just to center yourself. Get into it. Keep your back straight. That's the most important thing, is to keep your back straight. Even if you're lying down, you can sit or you can lie down. Okay. There was this whole thing with transcendental meditation, which is now kind of really closed down a bit. And that was all very secretive, that you had to get the mantra or the beat, but and it's not, it's just a beach sound. So you can use any of those, which is clean, but you don't say it, and you're never supposed to say it aloud. But that also works very much with the Indian philosophy. In many ways, there are ways. First, you say your mantra loud, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. It's supposed to be 108 times. Then you say it softer, which is what they usually do. It's called japa, and they mumble. So you do that 108 times. And it's not just blah, 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 blah. You've got to have it with heart. You've got to feel what you're saying. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And then you mouth it. And then you do it silently inside. So it's a slow little process of going in. But with the TM, you can just work with Om, or you can work with the beach, which is Shreem or Cream or Clean. Those are the beach mantras. The beach sounds, they are like the building blocks of your mantras, because your mantras will then, and you can build your own, and very often like gurus will build you up a mantra for you. So you just got to understand a little bit of what they're talking about. Like Shreem, Shreem. Shreem is Lakshmi. Lakshmi is also Shreem, Shreem, Shreem. Depends which aspect of Lakshmi. This is Shreem and this is Clean. Shreem. Clean is Kali. It's also working with the R is working with the fire, or the pranic energy. So it's just language. It's the whole language of Sanskrit, and becomes constricted when we are anxious. Yeah. Tap your heart, above your heart. Yeah? And that's the first thing, and so it's all built on that, the Hamsa, which is also very, very beautiful. But you can do that, was one of Paramahansa Yogananda's favorite ones. And when he appears to people, he gives in the Hamsa. I'm still not quite sure if it's Hum or Hamsa, because everybody that you talk to has got it slightly differently. But it is breathing up and down the spine as well. So, and this is, if you listen to a baby or it's our sound, it's the breath, it's the sound that our breath makes. So, yeah, determining pitch of your own. Ah, yes, absolutely. But the hamsa, and that then creates that you only breathe up to the mouth of God, usually from the heart, and that creates your wings, that energy. They're very powerful sounds. Quebec, Corin, it blew me apart. A few years ago, my son was doing music. Now I listen to all kinds of music. It's very, as I say, what do I listen to? Good music. What's good music? Anything that's good. Doesn't matter what it is, but good music, yeah? But sometimes jumping from classical music to hip hop was quite radical for the body. And I just couldn't it was like getting onto a bumpy road, like and I figured, and I said to him, because he was very interested in the tones and how they worked in different scales are depressing and other scales are positive, and they use them hugely in advertising. That if you listen with a different part of your body, you tune into that vibration. It's just such a nice way of being able to figure that you're actually tuning into a vibration. So if you're listening to music on the radio and you can, which chakra is it activating? From which chakra should I listen? You're not listening with your ears. You're listening with your base chakra or your solar plexus, because very often a lot of music can hit you negatively in the solar plexus. So if you actually take it down to the base chakra, and I used to work with these very, very, very interesting Russian people, and the higher I got, the heavier my music got, and she would just laugh at me. I said, I'm listening to, I've started listening to Guns N' Roses and Metallica and all these really heavy, what's heavier? Marilyn Manson had just come out. I'm listening to Marilyn Manson, and it's not deep enough. It's not heavy enough. And she just laughed. Then I went to America, and I learned from him. And he would say his teacher, who's now passed, you mustn't just listen to all this spiritual music. You must listen to marching music, the way the old people say it. So it's really important to. And as you'll find, so that we listen to this drum. That's why the Buddhists' drums are so big and so deep. And when they it's actually quite frightening at first. They vibrate at such a deep, deep, deep level to keep themselves grounded. To go deep, use your chest voice and higher pitches. And that's very nice. Yeah. It's very, yeah. I do a lot, and a lot of the Om, we don't Om properly. It starts from the base chakra, and it goes to the heart, and then it goes to here. My Mars ruler. I know. But the Om, the Ah, is the base, is the sacral chakra. Ooh is the heart, and So that's another nice one you can do. And you can do that gold as well if you don't feel like doing the breathing. Is there's another very interesting Hindu guy that I like to listen to quite a lot, and he owns from the belly. And it's very soft when he does Om. It's very beautiful, but he's actually not doing it from the nose. But just play around with yourself. That's what I've been trying to tell people for so long. Just get that resonance. It doesn't matter whether you're just humming. Do the sounds and those crazy little noises that we did as children. Ooh, ah, ooh, and really get that vibration going into your head. Where are you feeling? Is it in your head? Is it this one is very powerful here in the nose. No? Which is why African people have such amazing songs, voices, because they resonate so deeply in the nasal cavity. But you can resonate here if you're wanting to work with your throat chakra to clear that. And remember, every chakra's got crystals in it. So the more that we resonate with them, which is why the Hindus are so beautifully young, most of them, because they're chanting, they're using these mantras. And these mantras are actually vibrating these energy centers with different tones and keeping them young and youthful. There's a lot more than just like Om. Om is, it's good, but it's like really, yeah, yeah, yeah. Music can be really good too. Just I would do. I used to. So I was listening to Dale said, and I really relate to that at the moment. It was very stressful for me a while back that I wasn't listening to music. But he was just saying he's not listening to music anymore. He's only listening to frequencies and Ludwig. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I get angry, I mean, I've had many ways of dealing with anger, but one of them is to really put on like fuck it music. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. Love it. Some of the best guitar I love, yes. I know are classically trained or want to get classically trained. But a lot of them are, and a lot of them are engineers. Yeah, breathwork. Breathwork is really good, and I really don't think that we have to. If you want to, you can go and huff and puff and pant, but holding in the breath and squeezing your bum, that's important. Yeah, it's very important to squeeze your bum. If you're doing that, you can get more out of it when you're doing that golden meditation up and down. So just hold your bum, squeeze your bum. It's good for you for the rest of your life. You're not going to hold it for the rest of your life, but it's very good exercise to hold your bum. Yeah, Rega is awesome. Oh, Rage Against the Machine. Oh, absolutely. I can't remember what I used to do now, but no. There's some really heavy, hectic classical music as well. Sunday for me was opera day. I would listen the whole day would be like a whole long opera or a couple of symphonies. It was classical day. Okay, so squeeze your bum and take your tongue and connect it. So you've got like a little, you're connecting that pipe. You can connect it to the top of your voice, but it's really to the top of your palate. But it's really good if you take it as far back as you can without like hurting yourself. Huh? So you closing off that channel and you're actually creating this beautiful long stream. And then if you do that breath work, then you actually really hold keeping that gold within you. And then when you relax, you can relax your bum and your throat, your tongue. The bum. Yeah, it's really important. And out with your breath. If yes, to breathe from your belly, yeah. To put your hands on your belly because we do all this breathing up here. Another nice one is to do the double breath. So you can do it 3 times also. It's really nice to work with that one. So you really know that you're getting it. If you're a smoker, it's not so good because then you take it into the deep parts of your lung and hold. And it's also nice if you hold your whole body and then you breathe out. Yeah, the longer you can hold it, absolutely with everything. And slow breathing, really. I hardly breathe. I really have to remember to breathe sometimes. Yeah. So there's lots in the breath, and it is in the breath. It's all the breath of God. And it's about what we eat and how we eat and the water we drink. But more importantly, the thoughts and the things that we think and that we are pouring into ourselves. But we're just reminding everybody all the time, what are you putting into your being, into your senses? Yeah. The Buddhists were very big on working with the 5 senses. So what are you smelling? What are you tasting? What are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Yeah. And if they're not working for you, or I just often get it, what else could I be doing instead of what I'm doing? So it's like, okay, do something else. Yeah. And quiet time, it's just that stillness. So get into the stillness. That's what I was also going to say, that like Paramahansa Yogananda, we were talking about that. We're talking about, oh yeah, so the beige one, choose one, you can, they're all over. So it's just, it can just be shreem. Shreem is very nice. I like to shreem. Shreem is the Lakshmi thing. It comes from, it's a long story, but shreem is very nice. But to really just massage the heart and really fall in love with yourself. And just for some of us, it's very difficult. Yeah, quiet time is my favorite. Yes, I like quiet time too. I used to always call myself a stepchild because I love sitting on the step. And I used to really enjoy sitting on the step with my cup of tea and my cigarette and my dog and my cat and my beautiful garden, and feeling, that tingling after a heavy, hard day's work in the garden where you scratched and battered a bit. But there's nothing quite like that wonderful. Everything is so good in my universe, so I do miss. Yeah. So just bring her in to ask her. That's the best thing to do. It's just to go and ask her. Say, I don't know, I'm feeling. Go and talk to her. Just like, that's what's so wonderful about the Hindu gods, is that they're so approachable. There's lots of little things that I know a bit about Lakshmi, which I think are just always so beautiful. Like, she likes a clean home, she likes water, she likes flowers. She likes to see that you've made the effort to call her in. You must put an empty pair of shoes at the door, by your door, for her, because she wants to walk in your shoes. She wants to know what it's like to experience your life, so then she can help you. Yeah. Yeah, very much. But she's so much more. She is just so much more. The Indian, they've really got it. And it's what I just so beautiful is that when the Indians have daughters, like most cultures go and kill the daughters because they don't want girls. The Indians go and they celebrate and they say, Lakshmi has entered your house. Yeah, that's also nice. She likes anything. So yeah, and follow yourself. Learn a little bit, but then follow yourself, because for the Hindus, they've had it as generations. And it just reminds me, a friend of mine said a few years back, it's different now because we've changed, but being a vegetarian, this was like in the 80s, she said can take like a whole generation. It's very difficult for people to become vegetarian. But it's much easier now because it's in the bones, it's in the generations, it's in the DNA. So it's the same with them worshipping their gods and their goddesses. It's they brought. I mean, have you ever seen these little Indian babies? They can't walk yet, but they're eating curry that you and I can eat hot curry that we couldn't even think of trying to eat, and they're just eating the curry. Wrong hand. Yeah. So it's like in their genes. They've had it from in utero and before, and they all brought up with drawing these sacred sigils and drawing these mantras and doing these mantras, and everybody's got an altar in their bedroom or in a spare bedroom. I mean, lots of people, lots of Indians have got a whole room. And they're all washing their dollies on a Friday. Their gods, their goddesses, and dressing them up. Yeah. So yeah, just follow. It's not. It's so to. If you can relate to that, then do it. But it's very difficult for us to relate to it. If you've got an Indian, if you know some Hindu people, but I don't know what it's like in the States. In South Africa, I was like the only person that would go to the Hindu temple with my friend. More about, yeah, it's awakening your own inner goddess, but embrace her because she really, really is a very beautiful goddess to embrace. And I will be, but she's not even part of that. But I'll just be going through the Durga thing from Monday, just so that we understand those. And that's just the 9 aspects of the goddess. Then I will go. I will do I've done it for myself, but it's not easy for me because there are all these like crazy names. If I see them and I'll say, "Oh, she's Baglamurti," and she's part of the Lakshmi band, and she helps us to focus. So whatever part, but the Durga is a lot easier just to ease into it. So that we just see from the young maiden all the way to the old crone and to the spiritual adept to the devotee in the different aspects. And then I just found the other day that they actually have a song because Durga has actually, she's gone through a heck of a lot, and there's always this deep, deep, deep sadness in her eyes. These are just such real women. I know the names are incredibly tricky. You see, if you understand the language, they're not tricky because the names mean what they mean. It's not but for us, it's just a name, and we have to remember it like a parrot. But if you're brought up in that culture, then the names mean the golden sun rising, yeah, or he with, yeah, the goddess with the fishy smell. Yeah, they all mean something. So it's like stories. It's like here when I drive in Germany. Yeah. And they do. It's why I try, and there's more than enough confusion it's not confusion. That's what's also so wonderful. There's so much written about the gods and goddesses, mainly ancient, and from 7,000 years. They don't really need to make up anymore. It's pretty intact from from their living language. Their language was given by Shiva, and it is really holy. And when Shiva got like so upset, he was going to take the mantras away, all the sounds, so that there would be no sound, there would be no holy connection. Because what we're doing when we're saying the mantra is that we're actually building the goddess in our, even if we don't know what we say, we're building. And that's what happens with all religions. If you're praying, you're building that God, you're making it, you're bringing it in. Yeah, they are so good. Yeah, so we're creating with our word. So it's really important. And that's the other thing. It's just so important to be aware of what words you're saying and what words we're thinking. But this is working with the frequency. But I will put it, I don't know if I want to just like put it out there. So if you want, maybe I will just send it. If people want it, I'll send an email of the plan of what we've got to do and do it for yourselves, you know, be your own guru. But I can just do channel quite a bit, and I'm actually trying to be a little more brave with it to myself. It's not easy for me. No, it's not easy. I mean, it is, but it's not. Yeah, because yeah, that's why I like the Hindu stuff. You don't have to have anybody channeling anything, because if you don't like this guru, then you go to another guru. And you have your main guru, and then you can have as many gurus. You can go all over the place to gurus, and there's and they're so openly corrupt, but it's not corrupt. It's like those that worship Buglamati. They are usually the ones where lawyers go to because she will, or if you want a lot of money, or if you've got problems that you want money, or you want to sue people, or you want to do bad magic, they go to people who follow Buglamati. And they pay a shitload of money. It's nothing like underhand going to somebody underhand. It's like it's all open. It's like the whole village knows about it. Yeah. Oh, I think it's time to go. I'm having fun because I love talking about stuff like this because it's like really, really special to me, and it's difficult. This is like one of the most difficult things I've ever embraced, and I just know that it's like a big thing for me that I don't need to do anything, but it's a big thing for me that I feel I've been called to do, to work with these energies and to put some kind of interesting cohesion and structure, and at the same time to protect them deeply with everything I have from the idiots in the West, and to protect the India. They don't need this shit. They don't need the Western shit. There was a few years back where they wanted to actually remove WhatsApp because it changed. This was in 2018, 2017, 2018. It was starting to make the villages horrible. People were all of a sudden being nasty to each other. I'd never had this before. And it was from this gossiping and neck on WhatsApp. Thanks, it'll be really nice. Yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah, I'm just like seeing where it's going from now. I know, I'm so glad to see that you're actually on, and I try to make it when I can. Your readings are really beautiful. I really, really enjoy the way that you read, and I take them very deeply and sacredly to my heart. So thank you for being out there. You're really good, and love the ears, whichever ears you're wearing today. The ears are good. Oh, but you have some really nice cards. Oh, very sweet. You do have a nice way of reading. So, yeah, life is settling into normal chaos. Remember, only beautiful things can come out of chaos. Yeah. I mean, if you just think, it was just such a simple thing. If you mix two colors together, you know, if you mix green and, you mix blue and yellow, what do you get first? You get chaos. You put a squirt of green, put a squirt of, and you mix it together, and then it becomes unchaotic. Yeah? Everything's chaos, and out of that comes something beautiful. Making out of, yeah. The changes in the home are really, really nice because you can see them. And they're so subtle that you don't always notice how much they affect your life. But they affect your life because then it's you doing them with your subconscious. And I haven't spoken about feng shui for so long, but I'm working hugely on the 5 elements again. But I'm working now on the esoteric, metaphysical 5 elements. Make a brown. Make a brown. Make a brown, Law. What's a brown? I don't know what's a brown. You can paint your house brown. You can paint everything brown and then you don't see the yuckiness. Oh, Germany's so boring. Yeah. Yeah, they're a different, another kind of, it's been a very unconditional love. So no matter how I feel, and there's a limit to how much you can process stuff, because you just can't process it, you know, and then you have to just move on. So, oh, the colors to make brown. Yeah, make a brown. Yeah, then you do just, you mix them all together. Yeah, that's another chaos. So what is that? Red and blue and red and blue and green will make brown. Like that. It depends which ones you use to make brown. But it's so interesting. I used to love mixing colors with the kids. Yeah, when you make it, well, then you use all sorts of different browns. But sometimes, if you, well, no, I used to love color. I used to miss my best. And those little sheets where I put them tags on. I should have framed those. They were usually my best. They have such a signature of my work. You know, test the color. I'm neurotic about color. I was very, very grateful for my eyes, so I never understood. I still don't understand. But yeah, unconditional love. So yeah, is to, if you can't, you have to just like, you have to just love them. You have to just pour love out. You have to just counteract, kill them with kindness, kill them with love, kill the negativity with beauty. Many masters have done that. Yes, let's go. I'm tired. I'm going to go and eat. I'm very hot. I'm having a lot of hot flashes. It's just energy. Have the most beautiful weekend. I will be live after, so it's a little earlier tomorrow at 5, 11 your time, Central Time, Eastern Time, after Victor. And we'll see you at Victor, and we'll see you on Monday. I'm so glad that you're doing stuff. Yay. Okay, my beautiful people, have the most beautiful day. Please remember to breathe in lots of gold. And you can use that thing of mine that I walk around. It's almost like a disposal unit, you know, that you have in your American houses. So any of these old memories or things that happen, and it's nice to know that it's kind of tied around my back, you know, like a kangaroo pouch, because I don't have to find a tool. It's there all the time. So thank you very much for sharing that memory. You served me. and just keep going with the gold. So love you guys. Don't forget to breathe in gold. More than that, and lots of gold dust. The more we do it, the more we strengthen. I will do other meditations with you where you push it through your body. But just start. Just start. And the sooner we start, the sooner we'll get there. So, love you, love you, love you. And we will see you tomorrow or later on at Victor's, maybe in the dream time. Bless you all so much. Love you so much. Thank you for so much love and support. I really appreciate it so much. Bye, 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 bye.